which is one of the really cool features on the Amel Super Marmot. Without a bow thruster, I wouldn't be able to park in a marina, but with a bow thruster, I can make parking look easy.
And here's the location of the bow thruster seals that we'll be talking about in this video.
Here we are just leaving Trinidad, where it crews in. And you can see that the boat turns on a dime. This cannot be done without a bow thruster.
To operate the bow thruster, turn the bow thruster on. To drop the bow thruster, you drop the bow thruster with this switch. Make sure it's unlocked and on in the forward cabin before dropping it. So this is the bow thruster on the Amel Super Marmot. So I'm going to unlock the bow thruster. Turn the bow thruster on. The bow thruster is now ready to operate. You can test it by using the joystick.
In order to have days like this, you're going to have days like this. This is Tips on Tuesday. We're going to talk about what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Stay tuned so you don't feel like doing this. If you like these videos, please subscribe and give us a like. And if you have anything to add to the conversation or any questions, please leave them below.
Some of you on the Amel forum might have seen that I purchased a set or several sets. Actually, there were 23 of these that I purchased. And then I delivered them to several owners of Amel Super Marmots. These seals, it's a two-part seal which replaces the single lip seal which Amel put in the Super Marmots originally. Now, these seals are a bit different than the original seal, which was just a lip seal, because this seal right here, which is the lip seal, is 12 millimeters high, whereas the original is 10 millimeters high, because the original hole, which you can see in this photo here, is 10 millimeters deep. So this already sits up 2 millimeters, and then you have another seal which goes on top of it, which they call the wiper seal. So let's say that this is the hole. It doesn't really look like the hole, but it's not as deep. But to install these, you just use some silicone sealant, or several other people have used silicone adhesive, and then push the lip seal in first, and then just use some sealant around the side, and then put this wiper seal in over the top. Then once these are in place, you should get a cap made, and I've put the design in a spreadsheet for everyone so that they can just ask for it and get it. But this right here is a cap that I had made, and it's not deep enough because I didn't have the lip seals and didn't know the measurements of the lip seals yet. But this lip has to be, it's going to be just a little bit less than 5 millimeters, and then it'll go over the top of it and then hold it into place.
So here you can see everything's fully assembled, except the screws aren't in place. Just screw the screws down. The wiper seal's in place, the lip seal's in place, and you can see that the bow thruster cap is in place, but
I've made the bow thruster cap so you can see through it. So you wouldn't be able to see, the top of the wiper seal or the lip seal because it's going to be completely covered by the bow thruster cap.
This shows a completed installation by a friend on a Super Marimo.
There's been a couple other people that installed these seals and had problems. And the problem is, once this seal goes in, you notice that this wiper seal has nothing around it, so you can't just glue it in or use silicone sealant to hold it in, because everything's up above the hole, because the hole only goes to here. This is take a look at this. This shows you an Amel Super Marimo with the lip seals in place. So you can see that it sits up above. So once you put this in, it's not going to be held on to anything. So a lot of people are putting, a bunch of silicone sealant around, a lot of silicone sealant around, as you can see in this photo. And I just don't think that's the wisest thing to do. So what I'm proposing that everybody do is get the cap made, and the design you can see right here. But once you put in the bottom seal, and just don't use any adhesive, because you might want to remove these and put them back in. So then you can just put the seals into place, and then of course you're going to use some silicone sealant around it, but not silicone adhesive, and then put your other seal into place, and then you would just screw this down so it holds everything into place. I think that's the best way to do these seals, and I'll put some information out so that everybody can get it. I am not part of the Amel forum anymore. I've been deleted, and so I can't put the information on the Amel forum, and I'm not sure why I was deleted, but I figured that maybe somebody that owns the Amel forum could tell you. But anyways, that's the way I feel it should be done. I had this one made out of styrene, and I think that it'd be a good material to make it out of, and I'll probably make it out of, when I get back to Thailand, I'll have them make a copy that actually works, and so I'll have everything into place. So there are a couple other things that I want to talk about. If you look at this photo, it shows you just the seal in place. So this is after the seal was put in place, and you can see it in this photo. Then you can see once they've installed the wiper seal, you can see that. When you install the lip seal, and this one's called the lip seal, it's going to go in the hole just like that. In the Super Marimo, it will be raised up about 2 millimeters above the hole. So it's going to stick up 2 millimeters. Now, in the Amel 54, I believe it's going to be flush. But still, with the Amel 54, the wiper seal is still going to be up over the top, and so you're still going to have to put a bunch of glue around the sides or silicone adhesive to actually keep it into place if you don't have a cap made that will sit on top of it and hold it into place. Amel has a tool where you can drop the bow thruster while your boat is in the water. And I think you should use that tool to put the bow thruster back up through these seals. When it comes in, it's beveled, and therefore it's going to come in and be smooth, and it'll be a lot easier to go in. Another thing about these seals, There was 2 other boats that I talked to that had trouble installing these seals. And both of them had the problem when they tried to put the bow thruster through, it ripped the wiper seal off. One of the boats that has had them installed for 4 years ended up putting the wiper seal down, and that way it could be glued into place. And then this other seal, which is the lip seal, they put in next. Now, if you do it this way, you can actually get a fair amount of adhesive all the way around it when you put it into place. But the seal is actually in upside down. The seals are supposed to go in like this, and then the wiper seal on top of it. Installed like this, yes, you're going to get them both into place and they'll be sealed in there better, but I don't believe that's the way they're supposed to be installed. I got to say one thing before I go on and talk about the seals. The connection between the bow thruster shaft and the motor, you should make sure you put a lot of Corrosion X or grease on this connection. This is a must. I have heard of too many Amel owners with a shaft that rusted together with the motor. Some of the Super Marimo owners have taken several days to get them apart, and one was even discussing cutting the shaft to remove it. Don't be one of these owners. Make sure you lube this connection with Corrosion X or lithium grease every year or so. Now let's look at the material of these seals. They are silicone, and I found another vendor in Australia that shows what I think to be the identical material that's used to manufacture these silicone seals. According to this documentation, the silicone material does not like petroleum-based oils and or grease. After each use, take a paper towel, wipe down the shaft, then use some Molykote on the bow thruster shaft.
I was also told that some silicone grease might also be a good idea. If you own an Amel Super Marimo or an Amel 54, I put together some instructions. You should be able to take some screenshots off of this and it should do fine. If not, contact me on sailingaquarius.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
If you like this video, give us a like down below and click here to subscribe. That really helps us. And if you want to watch more of us, click one of those.
They said they came from Spanish.